Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't be caught without it. Hi, this is Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wilkness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks, episode 478, 10 Must-Have Design Elements. And it's so nice to have a list like this so you can kind of check off and see, do you have these things in your home?
Yes, you just do a little walk around, right? A little checklist. And we're going to give you not only the 10 things that we think are very essential to have in your home, but also some resources to add these things to your home, or if you have something and you want to update it, and specific items for some of these.
Do you want to kick us off?
Well, before we started today, I wanted to share a quote. It just really resonated with me, and I think it really encapsulates a lot of what we talk about here on Decorating Tips and Tricks. So let me read you this, and I'm sorry I don't know the source of it, but it's darn good. Making of a wonderful home comes from a balancing act between imagination, bravery, and attention to detail. Isn't that great?
I like that a lot. Attention to
Right?
detail and bravery. I think that bravery is so important because you've got to try things. If you're not trying new things, you're not going to grow. You're not going to improve your decorating skills. You're not going to really create a beautiful space. You've got to try some things. You've got to make some mistakes. And that's how you're going to learn.
Yes, and sometimes the bravery comes in personalizing your space, right? So, go out on a limb a little bit, really make it yours. Don't just do what everybody else is doing. Just remember that. Have that running through your head while you're decorating. I think it's a great, there are 3 great things in there to really try to adhere to.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, are you ready?
I'm ready now. Let's go.
Okay.
So what's your first must-have design element?
Well, this is assuming you have wood floors. This is assuming you do not have a carpeted room, and that is a rug. And haven't you walked into a space where there isn't a rug and it just felt a little off?
Yes, I had rooms like that for a while. I was of the mind when my kids were little, I don't want and I don't need a rug under my dining room table. And the don't want was because it was going to be messy all the time. But I really convinced myself I didn't need one either. But when they got a little bit older, I decided maybe I should try a rug. And man, did I need one. And I didn't really know it. It makes such a difference, particularly in a dining room. I think in any room, but in particularly in a dining room because it's a lot of hard surfaces. There's usually wood on wood. Normally someone's not going to have wall-to-wall carpeting or something. You might have tile, but usually not any other type of flooring. That's soft and textured and or colorful. So I think it's really essential in a dining room.
Right. So the reason they're so important is because they kind of define the space. They ground the space. If you have a seating arrangement or a table with chairs around it, it kind of pulls it together and it presents as one thing rather than a bunch of disjointed things. So it kind of acts like a tray with things on it. It's going to corral everything and it's going to feel like a grouping. So I love it for that reason, but also what a great way. Now, you could go with, seagrass or something neutral. That's great. But if you want to add pattern and color, what a great way to do it with just one thing that you're adding to the room is to add a rug with color and pattern. They just kind of, and it sets the tone for the room. I just love adding it. And what you said is so true, especially with a room with hard surfaces. This is going to add some softness. It's going to feel comfortable, more comfortable underfoot, but it's going to add visual interest with texture and a lot of times color in the room.
Yeah, that is really an essential one. So great one to kick off with, Anita. Do you have some examples or resources that you want to share?
Well, I found two for you. Now, this first one is it's a decorative trellis damask motif with kind of some chippendale border, and then it's got kind of a floral design. It's blue and white, so it kind of actually looks like wallpaper. It is called the Marvella rug, and it's 100% wool, and they have it at Ballard Designs. I'll include a link to it. I have this in my bedroom, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And I probably wouldn't put it somewhere where people are walking in wearing their shoes, but I think for a bedroom where you don't have a lot of traffic, where people aren't wearing their shoes a lot, I think that cream background would work quite well. And the other rug that I'm going to link to is a traditional Persian style rug, but this one is a little bit different because instead of the traditional red, almost all Persian rugs have that red base to them. This one's blue and green, so it kind of has a denim feel. They've also kind of done a stone-washed feeling to it, so it looks like it has a patina. This one is a polyester, so it's going to work great with high-traffic areas. And it's just very pretty, very soothing. I think this would be a very cool and calm look for a room, but it's going to add a lot of color. And I'll include the link for this one as well.
Oh, great choices. I'm going to check both of those out. Not even being a blue girl, that first one really sounds nice to me. Mirror. A mirror in a room. I think you should have a mirror in every room, but if you don't have one mirror in your sort of common areas, you'll probably have a mirror in your bedroom or your bathroom for sure, but if you don't have a mirror already in your common areas, so living room, family room, dining room, kitchen even, foyer, entryway, you got to get one. So you can put it in the entry, you could put it over the mantle, you can put it opposite a window, you can lean it, you can put it in an unexpected place. But a mirror is going to do so much for your space. I have two really beautiful ones, and they are just thousands of gorgeous mirrors out there. And of course, we love vintage ones and gilded ones and ones that have glass that doesn't even really reflect you so much anymore because it's aged. Yep. And I love that. But you can find new mirrors that are fabulous too. And these are two new mirrors. So they're easy to get. They're not one of a kind. The San Marco Vertical from Ballard. We do love so many things from Ballard, and they have great price points. And, Anita just mentioned a rug from there. And they also have great quality. So this is Venetian glass, or it's kind of inspired by. So the top is kind of arched, and I would say it kind of has a curve to it, but it's not wood or resin or anything. It is all mirror on the top. And then it has this wonderful bevel of antique mirror all the way around. So including the linear sides and the bottom, the bevel also comes up over the arch. And I'm going to give you the price just because right now it's on sale. But if you don't act now, I can't guarantee this price, of course. It's $295.20, which is kind of odd. So clearly a sale price. And then another one from a company I never really heard of before. It's sort of a Trumeau type of mirror, and it's from Danville. Now it looks like they are pairing this with a bathroom vanity, but it could so easily stand on its own. In fact, even on the page, it doesn't have the vanity with it, but they're referencing it. But you can certainly just use this mirror anywhere. It has this wonderful carving. It comes in a couple of different wood tones, from sort of a light pine-ish color to a darker brown, cherry-ish color. It's beautiful. So it kind of has the heavier top where the carving is, comes down with some fluted carving on the sides, and then it has a really nice chunky base. And that is $203.40, another sale price, odd number. But if you act now, you might be able to get that great price.
I want to go see this one. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I think you might really like that one. It's not that wide. It's 22 inches wide, but that would be fine for lots of places, particularly maybe this one could be really nice in an entry.
Nice.
What's your next one?
A tray. Well, I kind of alluded to it with the rug. So the tray does the same thing with your decorative items that the rug does in your room. It's going to take a lot of different things that you set on the tray, and it's going to corral them, and it's going to create one grouping rather than a lot of little disjointed things. And it's especially good to use if you have particularly small things. That's a great way to display them, is to put them on the tray. Then they feel like they kind of all go together. So I love using trays around the house. They're great to, like I said, organize things. And, especially if you're maybe using a cloche or something, that's kind of nice to put that on a tray. So that's just kind of a nice base for that. And the thing I love about trays is it's just like a chair. There's a million different designs for a chair. There's a million different designs for a tray. So no matter what your decorating style is, there's going to be a tray that works for your home. So I selected 2 to share, and one is a gold tray. Obviously, it's really made from aluminum, but it has a gold finish on it. It's really beautiful. It's a 14 by 10 size. And it's got the cutout handles on the sides. I thought that was a really beautiful tray. And I found some other trays that are a little more contemporary, and they are trays with the inset handles, the handles that are kind of cut out in the sides. And it's a set of 2. And these look like blue agate, I guess. I mean, obviously it's not real agate, but it's, got that pattern on it. I think these are really plastic trays. And these are easy to clean, so they're blue and white and kind of have a little bit of gold in them, a little bit of gold trim. And it says that they're food safe, which is nice. 18 by 13, and it looks like $70 for the set, less than $70, I should say, for a set of 2. So I think that's a great deal on those.
That is a really good deal. The tray is your canvas for so many of your vignettes, right? There it is. It's a blank canvas that can be useful, and then you can fill it up with some beautiful items and do your 3 pieces of different heights and different textures, and you're off to the races with a beautiful vignette on a coffee table or entry table or any place. And the other set that you mentioned, that could be great for serving as well. It sounds like it's a little bit bigger size. I have one that might be a very similar kind of feel. It is plastic, but it's Carrara marble looking, and I got it from Walmart back when I was doing those Better Homes and Gardens posts with Walmart, and I honestly use that tray several times a week. If my kids want to have some food out in the barn, which I supposedly didn't allow, but now I let them have it on this tray. They have popcorn or drinks or something, and we carry it outside. It's a really useful thing to have in the cupboard. So yeah, great suggestions. I think that people should go check those out for sure. Okay, from something relatively inexpensive and super useful to something that could be a little bit more expensive and not necessarily useful, but so beautiful. Some original art.
Yes.
Treat yourself. Prints are great. Photographs are really nice too, but nothing can replace an original piece of art that the artist actually used their hand and their brush to create. And you can find original art in so many different price points. Artists that you find locally at a gallery or at a juried art show, or, I'm going to mention 2 of my favorite artists, and their art does not cost that much money when you consider the value that you'll have not only surrounding yourself with beautiful handmade works of art, but also that it's going to be something that you will have for the rest of your life. It will last and certainly sustain itself through the test of time. So I am a big advocate of adding even tiny little works of art. Get a little one, a little 9 by 12 or something, and put it on an easel. It doesn't have to be a gigantic piece that goes over the mantle or the sofa. So 2 of my favorite artists that I have hanging in my own home is Christina Sellers. Now, you may remember if you listened to one of our other podcasts way back, I can't remember which one it was, but I used Christina as one of my crushes because I had just purchased a piece of art from her. She discovered our podcast, I guess, and then she contacted me on Instagram, and we just got to talking, and of course I went over to look at her art, and I was like, whoa, I need to have this. And the other artist is Max Moran. I wouldn't say collected because I have 3 pieces. So I guess I'm a collector of Max Moran. He's an artist from New York. He's based out on the eastern end of Long Island, and he usually depicts scenes from that part of the world and also in New York City, but they really translate to just about anywhere, especially the ones that are out east, because it's fields of flowers or corn or hay or a beautiful nautical scene, because obviously Long Island, it's, surrounded by water. So there's a lot of water in his works as well as in Christina's. She's up in the Pacific Northwest. So I'll link to both those artists. And I touched base with Christina today to say, I'm going to mention you again because I'm talking about adding original art to your home. And she said, oh, well, we can continue the promotion that we had. So we had a promotion with Christina. If you use the word crush as your promotion code, it will give you a 20% discount at christinasgallery.com. And we'll have the link to that in the show notes.
Wow. Yes,
yeah.
I totally agree with you. Original art is so wonderful. You can find a new artist, or go to an antique store. And I love these old portraits.
Oh, yes.
That are 100 years old. And they're just so fascinating to me. So that's what I like to collect. But also, yes, new artists too. I think they're both wonderful to have. And then if it's a current artist, it's much easier to do a collection of several different pieces from the same artist. So I think you're onto something there. And we love the idea of having some art that is speaks to you, and it isn't just something mass-produced that everybody else has in their kitchen. So enough said about that. The next item I have is a dresser, and the reason I mention a dresser is because they're perfect, of course, for a bedroom to store your clothes, but I like to use dressers everywhere in my house. I like to use them in the dining room. You can use one in your kitchen for storage and in the living room, and they make great side tables. I use them for nightstands, like a bigger sized dressers for nightstands if I need more storage in a bedroom, but also in a living room. They make great use instead of a side table because you've got all that great storage in them. So it's a great way to store things, and whatever room it's in, that's what you're going to store stuff for that room. But I just think they're especially helpful when you're short on space and you need to make every surface count, and you can't afford just to have a table somewhere where you don't have storage underneath it. So I do think they're very versatile, and I've included links to two that I find really pretty. The first one is actually one I bought for my daughter, and it's very contemporary, really pretty. It's white, and it's got gold pulls on it. And the best way I could describe it is it looks like the drawers look like they're tufted. I'll include the link for that one. And then the other one is a beautiful blue-gray dresser I found with some gray insets. It has brass trim on the sides, and this one's really pretty. And actually, it's on sale for about half price right now. So be sure and check this one out if you're in the market for a blue dresser.
Ooh, they both sound really pretty and a great sale. Yeah. So, another good reason to keep up with the episodes, because if we're talking about something that's on sale, if you don't listen to it for a while, sorry, sale might be over. Hey, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, but keep listening so we can continue bringing you DTT. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. This is a very practical item. Normally, Anita's our practical woman, but quality inserts. You can have the prettiest pillow cover, but if your inserts are blah or too polyester or too puffy, or I don't even know what that fabric is when it just stands up really straight and sturdy like that. If that's what's happening for your pillow covers, you might want to rethink your inserts. So 2 places where you can get great inserts are IKEA. I'll have the link in the show notes, and also on Amazon. But of course, on Amazon, there are gazillions of pillow inserts. So we have done the hard work for you, and we're linking to the one that we really like that is sold on Amazon. And there's a down and a down alternative version in the show notes for you. So these will make your pillows look fantastic.
And you are absolutely right. This is the foundation for your pillow. It's kind of like the bones of it. So if it's lumpy or it doesn't have a nice feel to it, it's not going to look good. So I definitely like a feather or a down alternative for my filling. You don't want one of those foam things that just it looks like you bounce a quarter off of it.
Yes, right. That's exactly what it is.
So that's, you don't want that. You want something that just looks like you could just sink right into it. So you did a great segue for my next item, which is a pillow. And I love pillows for a room. I mean, we talk about them all the time. They add texture, they add softness, coziness, and what an inexpensive way to add color and pattern to a room. And the great thing about that is you buy those great inserts like Kelly talks about, and then you buy your covers separately, and then you know what, you change out the covers with the seasons or with your mood, or whatever, you just tired of that color. It's so much nicer just to buy the cover to change them out, and so much cheaper than changing out a sofa or a chair. Just change out those pillow covers.
Yeah, done. Like, that is just the way to roll.
Yes, okay. And I've got 2 for you today. The first one is, now I like this one because it did mention that this one was verified to be safe from 350 harmful substances, and it's in a blue. It's 2 shades of blue, and it's embroidered, and it's a kind of a floral design. So this one's really beautiful.
Wait a minute. It's going to keep you safe from all these substances, or it doesn't have these substances in it?
It says it's verified to be safe from, so I assume it means it does not contain those. I am quoting the website, so this is
You're like, if you have this pillow, you won't get COVID or anything.
You won't find it. Yeah, I know. That was a weird wording. That's right. And then they're on sale for less than $50 on those. So again, we found some really good sales, you and I did.
We did. I wonder if it's because it's this time of year.
And then the second one, sometimes we're kind of down on red, and I feel bad about that because it's
Wait a minute. I'm a redhead. I can't ever be down on red.
Well,
I carry it with me wherever I go.
No, I know. Well, and it's a color that we don't talk about a lot, because I think we both had a lot of red in our house, and I got kind of tired of the red and gold look, but red and white, I love that combination. I think it's so beautiful. So I'm including a pillow. This is from, I think this one's from Anthropology, and it's red and white. It's kind of got a tribal feel to it with a fringe on the sides.
Ooh.
And it's embroidered, really beautiful, fresh. And if you had a red and white room, this would be so perfect in that room.
I have a prediction. You're going to go red. Like maybe I'm going to give you another 5 years or so, and you're going to go red again.
Well, I actually am. Yeah. Well, I am planning a new room. And, well, I'm not doing it just yet, but I'm thinking about doing some bold kind of blues and reds in the
Oh, see,
that's right.
I love it.
It's a little different, not the red and gold, from the Tuscan period, but reds with the blues. That's right. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking more that English country look with lots of pattern and lots of color, and a lot of color on the walls. So we'll see.
That will work. That will work for you. You're going to do a great job of that. We can't wait. Yes. So red pillow. Fantastic. Love it. My next essential item is an antique piece of furniture. And that's very broad. So it could be a darling little ooh la la French chair like Anita loves. It could be an antique dresser like Anita just mentioned. It could be a little side table. It could be a large china cabinet. It could be a large break font. It could be your dining room table. But an antique piece of furniture is going to really give your entire home just a sense of grounding and some soul. You can't go wrong. And even if you're saying, oh, but I really like more contemporary, or I love mid-century modern. Well, there's certainly mid-century modern true antiques. And even if you're doing a very contemporary look, mixing in something that has that antique patina is just going to elevate the whole look. So I don't think anybody can go wrong with adding a piece of antique furniture. It can be my beloved browns. It could be a piece of painted, like Gustavian, sort of Swedish furniture. But look around. Think about how you can add an antique element if you don't have that in your home already. Now, I could spend all day sending you links of pieces of antique furniture that I have fallen in love with. But there's just so much out there. And it's a very broad essential design element that I'm talking about. So I'm just going to say some places where you can get that. Etsy, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. People are having really good luck there. Of course, thrift stores and consignment. But also look to your relatives. Maybe there's somebody that has too much antique furniture and they're trying to get rid of it, or maybe your aunt or someone has too many chairs. See if there's somebody in your family who wants to pass something down, because oftentimes people don't want to just give away their antique furniture. So there's a ton of places to find those sorts of items, and maybe you've got something hidden away in storage in your attic or something like that. Pull it back down and see what it does for the room.
Excellent. I so agree with you. Antiques go with almost any style of furniture, and there's such a broad array of antiques. Surely there's something that will go with whatever your decorating style is, because there's not just one style of antiques. So I very much agree with you.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with doing a room all new, but it's going to feel like you did it all new. We all know a Pottery Barn room when we see it, right? And then you can right, but that's not a
IKEA room.
Right. I mean, that's not a bad thing, right? Right. No. Like you can snap in whatever place, living spaces, or rooms, or even really high-end furniture like our house or something like that. You can tell when it's all brand new, but we're talking about adding the real deal, and that's going to change it. That's going to change your room.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to give it a burst of personality and a feel of something that you just can't find just anywhere. So I 100% agree with you on that one. And my last item is a lamp. We talk about how important it is to have different sources of light in your room. So of course we're going to mention that a lamp is so important. And like so many other things, there's 1,000 different styles of lamps. So whatever style your house is, you're going to be able to find a lamp that goes with it. Although I think it's tricky to find a beautiful lamp. I have a hard time because I'm really picky about my lamps, but I definitely think they're worth having. So not only are they going to add lighting to your room, but they're going to give visual height to a table or a dresser or a buffet. So they really do add presence to a room, and so they're going to add some decorative element to the room, but also the light. So I found a couple for you. One is the Delilah Bone Inlay Lamp, and this one is kind of a creamy color, and it's really pretty. It looks like it has a little bit of a herringbone pattern on it, but it's like a cylinder, and then it's got the white shade. So this is just beautiful. It says it's handmade, and it has a 3-way switch in it, and I think this one's Anthropology too. I can't tell from my notes, but I believe it is. And then one more item from Anthropology. I was thinking, rather than include a second lamp, sometimes you don't need a new lamp. Sometimes you just need a lamp shade. And they have some, Kelly, you've got to look at them. They have some beautiful velvet lampshades.
Oh, yummy.
I'm telling you, the color combinations were beautiful. So I fell in love with the blush velvet lampshade with the mustard trim. Mustard yellow trim.
This is anthro, right? Because that just sounds so anthro. Okay.
Yes, it is. I know. Ivory. They have ivory with black trim, gray with purple trim, and turquoise with plum trim. So I mean, they're not
turquoise with plum trim would be so good in your house. Oh my gosh!
I know. So I'm thinking I'm gonna.
Okay, who lusts over a lampshade? Like,
say that again.
I was like, who lusts over a lampshade? I'm so glad I found you and we found our people who listen to us, because you just can't get that excited about a lampshade with just anybody.
I know some people don't get it, but these are really gorgeous. I mean, you just don't see velvet lampshades anywhere. So yeah, I'm glad you're as excited as I was when I saw it.
I am. I'm distracted. I don't know if I can go on.
Okay. What's our last item?
We're going to pull it together here for you. Well, you got me so excited about the lamps. I have to say I'm lusting over a lamp, and I have it. I sent myself the link. I have a photo of it. I mean, I'm looking at it like it's a long lost friend or a relative or a pet. I'm like, I should get it. No, I don't really need it. Do I need it? Oh, it's just beautiful. And the thing why I want it is because I really think it'll just add one more sort of more modern element to my living room. And I think I need just one more, to really balance out the antiques and some of the contemporary pieces I have. So I think I might have to pull the trigger now after this lamp conversation, but it's gorgeous. Little tip I want to add in here is lamps are a great way to pull in that additional style. One primary style, and maybe, adding in 2 other types of looks into your overall decor to make it so personalized for you. And lamps are a wonderful way to add that little pop of a different style. And so what I've done in my living room is underlined some of the modern pieces I have with more modern looking lamps. And it's really working for me. So I have one brass, very traditional lamp in there right now that I really think needs to rotate out. So actually, what I'm doing, I'm trying to find another place for that lamp before I buy this other one that I'm lusting over. You've got me all hot and bothered now about these lamps. I'm getting itchy to press buy. Okay, so my last thing is a bookcase. I was searching for a place in my home to have a bookcase, and I really felt that I needed one. All my other homes had bookcases. The last one had built-ins on either side, and then another bookcase in the living room. And I couldn't find a good place to have one here. And then I finally found it. A bookcase does so much for a home in general. It adds character. It's a place where your personality can really shine. It's a wonderful place for decor opportunities, as I like to call them. And it's useful. And I'm linking mine, which I purchased from a company called Grace and Living. They're based here in Los Angeles, and I think it's a family-owned business. It's just been around over on the west side for a really long time, but they have a really good online presence, which, unlike a lot of sort of mom and pop or family-owned furniture stores, they have really grasped onto online and done a good job with it. So you can shop there too, no matter where you live. And then another rustic pine one, kind of that, wormwoody pine, which I can never really get tired of. I mean, I love it too. But I mean, I remember when Peter and I first got married, we went to ABC Carpet and Home, and I was so excited like that. So we're going to get a gigantic pine wormwood armoire. And we had that for the longest time. Then I got tired of it. And you know what? I'm sorry I got rid of it because it could have been useful in so many different places. So I think if you've got some of that pine, hold on to it. I don't think if it's really good, it doesn't go out of style. It works with so many different looks. So I'm going to link to a rustic pine, a very simple bookcase, kind of has an arch on the top, and just, I don't know if the shelves are adjustable or not. But
is
if
this
you
a new pine piece or an antique one?
It's a new one.
Okay, but I have to say, what you're talking about, you look at an old piece of pine furniture and a new piece, they don't even look like it's the same kind of wood.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
The older pine, the grain is much closer together. It is much harder wood than the newer pine that they have now. So, I mean, new pine can be nice, but it's the old pine that just I fall in love with every time I see it.
Right. And you had to get rid of that pine table, didn't you? Because it was wobbly. Is that the one you had to get rid of?
No. Oh, no, that's right. I'm still in trouble for getting rid of that like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was an English scrub pine table that was actually kind of not even flat anymore on top because we just needed room. You couldn't seat more than 4 people there. And we were having a lot of people over, and I just wasn't enough room for everyone, but I'm still blamed for that. But we do have a pine table on our back porch at the farm, so I made up for it later. And that one's like almost 8 feet long, so.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. So I know we have a really great IG feature today, somebody who I have been following for a long time, and I know that I think you're new to him, but you're probably lusting after his collections.
Well, actually, I've been following him for a long time.
Oh, have you? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. His name is Jesse Lazon, and he has the most amazing photos of dish collections. He's been featured in Country Living, Flea Market Style, and the Toronto Star. So he collects dishes. He collects Christmas ornaments as well, but his dishes it's an amazing collection of dishes. Most of them are antique, and a lot of ironstone, a lot of transferware, and his displays are what will blow you away because he pairs them together. Maybe you're just seeing the jadeite, or maybe you're just seeing blue and white, maybe you're seeing a purple transferware. He just groups them together in the most amazing, well done ways, and they're all beautiful. He has such an eye. And I want to mention, before you talk about him, that he was interviewed on a podcast called Hunted and Gathered, and we'll include the link to that interview. But I could relate to him so much, talking about where do you store these things and kind of his philosophy on using them.
I'm interested to listen to that podcast episode, because does he take them all out of boxes and then display them and then put them back? Because, I mean, how many shelves could you have? I love what he says in his profile. Crazy for good finds, good people, and the good life. So cute.
Oh, and I wear glasses, he says.
Yeah. All the key elements. Thank goodness he didn't say, coffee lover. That makes me nuts.
Yeah, I don't really like coffee, but anyway, that's another story.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold at the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com.
So what is your crush for today?
Okay, I'm back in the garden for my crush today. I got a big response to last time I featured a plant as my crush. Several people reached out again. What is that? Where can I find it? So this is another plant that I am really enjoying this year in my garden. It's African blue basil. It's a perennial, and it is a hybrid between basil and regular basil, camphor basil, and dark opal basil. And I guess the link that I'm going to put in the show notes is to the company, farm, nursery, what have you, that actually invented's the wrong word, discovered, I guess, is the best word for it, because they found this African blue basil growing in between some stones, between a bed of camphor basil and dark opal basil. And you know, I guess in the darkness of night, camphor basil and dark opal basil had a baby, and it's African blue basil. It's a sterile plant.
You can't stop love.
No, I know. You really can't. Can't even stomp on it. But oddly enough, it's a sterile plant. It won't seed. It only will grow from cutting. So, you know, it did its magic there together. It's wonderful for pesto. It is wonderful. I think I literally just had it on some burrata and some fresh tomatoes for my lunch today. Yum. It's got a little bit more of the camphor scent than your regular sort of Italian sweet basil would. It is also a stunning ornamental plant that the pollinators, the bees, love. I mean, I can hear the humming as soon as I open the door. I've just added 4 more plants, and now that I know I can root them and water, I'm going to see how that goes, and I want to get more of them. So they grow very full, and then the long spikes, you know, it doesn't look like lavender, but maybe to the untrained eye, if you looked quickly, it kind of looks like a very long spire of lavender. It's little light purple flowers, tiny little ones that grow up this spike. So there'll be like hundreds of little tiny flowers on there, and the bees are just buzzing all over it.
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
It's awesome.
I love purple plants, purple flowers. So,
and it's
I'm excited.
Yeah, hardy, drought tolerant. Just, you know, I think in warmer winter zones like where you are, and it will just keep going. Some places it might die back in the winter, but it'll come back.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. Well, mine is a recipe, and I came upon it in an unusual place. I actually found it in the Wall Street Journal, which is not where I normally go for a recipe, but this is where I found this one. And actually, the point is not so much about this particular recipe, although this particular recipe is fabulous. It is a Gruyère's cheese souffle. And Phoebe and I made it 2 nights ago, and we were just, you know, there was a fourth one, but there wasn't a fourth person here, so we kind of divided that one up too. Good.
Oh yeah, I would definitely do that.
Right. So it was really delicious. So that's why I want to share this particular souffle recipe. But the point of the article was the author was saying, you know, they're not that hard to do. We think they're so hard, but they're not really. And I hadn't made one in a long time, so it was really fun doing it. I think one of the secrets is you have to have everything ready to go ahead of time so that once your peaks and your egg whites, you're going to fold them in and then make it, pop it in the oven right away. You can't wait around. So I think that's certainly one secret. And this one uses a bain-marie. So that's going to mean that you put your souffle ramekins in a pan and then fill that pan with boiling water. So I think that does a nice job of keeping them from drying out. The point is, try a souffle again. Then last night we were so into the souffle thing, we made chocolate souffles. So I'm telling you, we're on a roll. But it's very fun because I do love a souffle. And the secret is, of course, also you've got to eat it right when it comes out or it is going to fall.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever made a souffle, or at least not successfully. Okay, I'm going to leave you with the same thought we started with. The making of a wonderful home comes from a balancing act between imagination, bravery, and attention to detail. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time. Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.